life isn't just a buck as far as we're concerned. We like to enjoy ourselves. We like to even go for a walk. You can't do that in the working 7 days a week.
That's Jerry, and this is The People of Vancouver. Jerry and his wife Carol operate a busy little restaurant called JC's at the corner of Davie and Burrard. It's a friendly place. Working people in the area congregate there regularly for a mid-morning muffin or a quick lunch. The customers know Jerry and Carol by name, and they know most of their patrons. Unlike many restaurateurs, Jerry waits on tables, actually does the legwork that goes with the business. He got into the business at an early age. His mom was a caterer at a golf course, and he followed in the field.
I was practically born in the restaurant business. You know, once you get into a restaurant, it's hard to get out. You can always make a living. No matter how tough times are, you'll eat, and you do meet some good people. If you have a general outgoing personality, it's a hell of a lot better than sitting in an office. Forget you office girls. But it is, and we work pretty well steady. Again, it's a good income. Times are tough right now, but still, if you run it properly, you're all right.
Jerry, next on C-Jazz, the best of the restaurant business. Jerry and his wife Carol have worked in the restaurant business for years. Their JC's restaurant at the corner of Davie and Burrard has been popular with local working people since the day it opened. Jerry likes the restaurant business for a lot of different reasons.
I like the money when we're busy, really. And if I'm going to make a living, it's clean, it's steady. I put in our own hours, seeing as how we own our own business. And it's a good feeling to have your own restaurant. This is the aim of every waiter and every waitress in the country. Some people might not think so, but we like it. We have we have a location that the people that come in are all working people. They're not street people or Weisenheimers. They're working people realizing that my wife and I are working people also. So there's a rapport there that you'll find. We try to make the people feel as though it's their restaurant. I mean, we leave the kitchen wide open. Anybody can walk in or do this and do that, go behind the cash, take cigarettes. We don't care because we know everybody by name. And not just because it's business for us. It's a general feeling of, hey, man, it's nice to see you. You know.
You and Carol have managed to keep that restaurant going and have a good business, a thriving business. You've got a solid clientele. But there are hundreds of people who have a reasonably good location. They got a good chef, you know, but somehow they just don't cut it. I mean, there are more restaurants go down than survive. Yeah. What happens to a lot of these restaurants? What's the pattern?
I think a lot of the restaurants, people don't realize, a lot of the restaurants, they get in there with borrowed money. This is number one. When you first, before you decide on a restaurant, you should sit down, lay out a menu, find out what kind of equipment you need to run this menu. Most people get in the restaurant business, they go to a restaurant supply house and say, okay, set it up for me. They go to a bank, borrowing $100,000 at whatever it was, 18-20%. There's no way they're going to do it because people do not beat a path to your door when you open the restaurant. I don't care if you have the best kind of food, service, price. There's too many restaurants to start with. And each person is picking a little bit. So the only way to operate is to go in there with cash and be able to survive without the doors being packed as soon as you open up.
A lot of people don't like to put in the work themselves. They figure that they can borrow the money, that they can get their their waiters and waitresses to take care of the place for them, and all they have to do is ring the cash register, and that's it. You and Carol both work very hard in the restaurant. You are the ones running your feet off. Does that make a difference too?
I'll tell you, if you're planning on going in the restaurant business, putting on a suit and a shirt, I'll give you 3 months and you're out. You'll never do it if you're going to sit down there by the cash register. You have to work. Otherwise, you're employing everybody. You're doing nothing. It's an ego trip with a lot of people. It's a big deal to get a restaurant with a say a liquor license to say to your friends, "Come on in and have a drink. Come on in and see my restaurant." You can't. You have to work your buns off.
And you do.
Yeah, and you do. I mean, this is it. Owing no money, work your buns off, and you'll wind up doing well.
2 years ago, Jerry and Carol sold their restaurant and decided to take a year off. They went to San Diego and pursued their favorite hobby, golf.
San Diego, first of all, they have 7 inches of rain a year. The average temperature is 72. We both play golf. They have 66 golf courses there. And I would say, according to their Chamber of Commerce, about 30% of the people down there are Canadians. They call it Little Canada. It's a nice spot to go to. Played a lot of golf down there. Loved every moment of it. Would play a lot of golf here. In this restaurant we've got right now, we take the weekends off just to play golf.
You're not open Saturday and Sunday?
No, these are bankers' hours. No offense, bankers. We open 10 in the morning till about 7 at night, Monday to Friday.
And you make it work?
Yep.
And you're still making money and living comfortably?
That's right. That's right. We have a powerful lunch. One of the reasons for the location we're at. Again, business is down like everybody else, 35% because half the buildings are empty. But this is only one way to go, is up in our restaurant.
Right, you bet. Do you have a family?
We have 2 children. We have a boy, 23, who just finished. He got his degree last June in electrical engineering, and he's washing cars. And we have a girl that is 4th year UBC. She's taking law.
You don't look like you could have kids that old. Neither you nor Carol.
Carol, yeah. She looks good. That's because she's got a good man. She's got a good man. The boy's 23, the girl's 21.
You're an amazing couple. I mean, so many people would like to have what you have.
Well, here's an advantage we have that we've been married 24 years, and we're together 24 hours a day. We work together. We play together. Not just my wife, she's my friend and partner, which is hard to beat.
I think probably in your business you feel more of the economy than most people do.
Yeah, right.
Can you gauge what's happening by what's happening in your restaurant?
I would say that most of the people that are working are so unsure of themselves, they don't know if they'll be working next week. Consequently, they're spending less money. Everybody is holding tight. We can see by the way people eat. People that used to eat and have a drink are now settling for a bowl of soup. Still working, still making the same money, but nobody's sure. Still working, still making the same money, but nobody's sure. And this is what's happened to all the restaurants, and not just the restaurants, every business. People will not spend any money.
The BC Place development, you're actually reasonably close to a lot of action. Do you think that that's going to have an effect on your business?
Not on ours, because we won't stay open for it. Again, we want another life besides a restaurant business. A restaurant should be, most of them, 17, 18 hours a day. Really. We'll close just as they're coming out of the Coliseum. You know, like I say, we close at 7 at night. I'm not waiting up for... It would be good. By right, somebody else should have this restaurant.
You know, you're unusual in the restaurant industry, though, don't you?
Right.
You must look around at some of your fellow restaurateurs, and they literally do kill themselves.
Right, yeah. Well,
I mean, did you make a conscious decision that I want a life with my family and Carol, and I'm not going to kill myself for $1?
That's right. That's about it, Anne. We can get by, again, not owing the bank any money, the place being clear. We can survive comfortably on 40% less than what other people are taking in. I know places that are grossing 2 to 3 times a year what we're grossing, and yet their net is smaller. Because of the long hours, they've doubled up their shifts. And again, getting back to owing money. So at one time, we stayed open on a Sunday just to try it for the summer. Do you know that for what we gained out of that summer, we missed the whole year, really? So we weigh it and say, now, how much do we want? We don't want that much to work Saturday and Sundays. Let somebody else do it.
You think more people are starting to think that way? Because,
Well,
what good does it do you
Right.
to make so much
Right.
money when you
Yeah.
have no time to enjoy it?
That's right. Well, what's the point? If your life consists on just going to work, going home, counting a bank account at the end of the month, you've got very little going for you.
What kind of hobbies do you have? I mean, you got a little time on your hands,
Oh, yeah.
apart from the golfing, which you both like.
Oh yeah, Carol does a lot of sewing and gardening. She likes gardening, but Anne, we would prefer being on a golf course 7 days a week.
Really?
Really? Yeah, 8-10 hours a day.
How good a golfer are you?
I have a 5 handicap. That's not bad. Carol used to have a 12. In fact, one time, I don't know if you remember a guy by the name of Ted Girella. Used to be a kicker for the
Sure,
Lions.
Yeah, used to be a darn good kicker, too.
Yeah, right. Him and his brother Roy used to kick. Ted and I went out one morning not too long ago. He was at 7 in the morning. He was at my place, and we played 4 rounds of golf, 72 holes in one day. It was nothing to play 54 holes.
Don't you
hell
put
of a
enough
pastime.
miles on at the restaurant?
Well, we had roller skates on at this one, but it was a hell of a good deal. I enjoyed it.
You played 72 holes of golf.
That's 4 rounds with Ted Girella.
That's Jerry. Next on Sea Jazz, a different approach to taking a holiday. Jerry and his wife Carol operate JC's restaurant at the corner of Burrard and Davie. Unlike a lot of restaurateurs, they work sane hours, 5 days a week, and they're closed Saturday and Sunday. And when it comes to taking a vacation, they really take a vacation.
We don't take 2 weeks off a year or 3 weeks off a year. We might work 2 years with none of that time off that the average job calls for. But then when we do take some time off, it'll be 6 months to a year at a pop. Because not just being in the restaurant business, I think being in any business, when you take your 2 weeks off, it takes you a week to unwind. And then before you know it, you're counting the days down till you get back to your job. And it's a real downer after only 2 weeks. Myself, after 4, 5, 6 months off, I'm ready to go back to work for a couple of years. It doesn't bother me.
So many people would like to do what you and Carol have done and will do in the future,
Get in the
but
restaurant business.
they're afraid to.
Yeah.
You know, they're afraid to give up what they've worked for so far. How do you get over that hurdle?
What is secure? Really, what is secure? I mean, everybody was secure just before the big crunch started, and God, I know people who have been 15, 20 years on a job, and as soon as the crunch started, they're out. So what really is secure? As long as you're healthy, what do you care? I mean, if you're willing to work, and you can go to work anywhere. I firmly believe that. If I wasn't in the restaurant business, I'd work anywhere, do anything. I don't care, because we're all just making a living to start with, aren't we? We're very fortunate if we get into something that we do like you.
And you.
And me, yeah, right.
Aren't we lucky?
Oh, we are.
Jerry, one of the people of Vancouver. I'm Ann Loss.